B-Rad here, Buzz TV. Oh, are we lucky today? We're with Alan Carter, president of Squid Hat Records. How you doing today, Alan?
Doing great.
We were lucky. Caught the Vegas Music Summit, and Thursday night was an exclusive Squid Hat night.
Yes.
Caught a ton of Squid Hat bands. Had, I think the last 2 weeks we've had 4 of them on. In fact, we have 2 more that are coming. 3 more that are coming, actually. Amazing bands. So tell me a little bit about Squid Hat Records, how you founded it, and what its mission is.
Well, Squid Hat was founded in January of 2012. Feels like a lot longer. Feels like we've been around for 5 or 6 years, but it literally just over a year. And the whole idea behind Squid Hat was, I've been coming to Las Vegas for years. I've been seeing bands. I was in bands for a long time that would tour here, and all the other bands we'd open for or play with at any of the clubs were always so cool. There was a great scene here. We've been all over, I've lived all over, and I'd never seen a scene so unified, so supportive of each other. So when I decided it was time to hang up the drumsticks and I didn't want to drag my drum kit in and out of a bar at 2 in the morning anymore, getting a little too old for that. I wanted to stay in the business because I never wanted to be that guy at the end of the bar going, yeah, I used to be in a band. I didn't want to be that guy. So, the idea started with actually the Dirty Panties, who you saw at the showcase. I was watching them play one night. I had seen them a bunch of times, but they'd gotten some new members, new singer, new drummer, and they were just next level. So I watched them and I was blown away. I got up off the bar stool at the Double Down. I walked over and I said, I want to buy a shirt, I want to buy a CD, I want to buy anything you've got. And they just sort of looked at me and said, we don't have anything. So I went back to my bar stool and sat down and I said, that's a damn shame. And I realized, musicians a lot of the times don't have the resources or the know-how or the time to do that, and that's where Squid Hat was born, on a bar stool at the Double Down.
Very cool. And you have, some artists under your wing, and as I said, they cover some different areas, so it's not just one style of music, but they all seem to have this thing. Besides that the bands are great, they're just real. You could sit and talk with them. They support each other. This is what blows me away. You go to a show where there's 5, 6 bands playing, some kind of a showcase, and they're all there. They stay to the last one. People, that's a rare thing, and it's not something you could see. They're not forced to do it. It's not, management says we got to do this and support each other. They do it because they truly love each other.
No, it's amazing, and I guess I'm spoiled. I only work bands that I like as people, and I put together this amazing roster of just incredible people. I mean, they're not just great artists, but they're really good, genuine people. And so at our showcase, it was nice. I watched our bands play, and a band would come off, the next band would go on, and that first band would be out there watching, and all the bands were there. I went to 2 or 3 other showcases that weekend, and that wasn't the case. Band would play, they'd leave, their fans would leave, next band would come up, and it just didn't have that same sort of family feeling. And I overuse the word with my guys. I tell them it's the Squid Hat family, but it really is. I do anything for any of them, and they do anything for each other.
And I saw that, and you're right, because I was at those same locations, and that's exactly what you'd see. A band would play, they had, some would have a stronger fan base than others, but they'd leave the stage, and it's like the air got sucked out the room. The next one would come, and it was strange.
Yeah, and I was really, really proud of our artists, just because they and on a big stage like that at a big music festival with a lot of people out of town, they set the tone. They raised the bar for what a music scene should be, and I'm proud of all of them.
Now let me ask a question. Squid Hat Records, are you only dealing with Vegas bands? I've been contacted by a few people, believe it or not, that said, yeah, we're trying to get a hold of these guys, and what's going on? And I said, I think they're just Vegas, but I'm going to ask, and since I'm here, I'm asking.
Well, it's a funny thing. I've been rabidly collecting music for 20 years. Every Tuesday I get whatever the new releases are, and I just love to have and hear new music. And I probably get 20 to 25 submissions a week from bands all over the world. I got one from a band today from Italy, one yesterday from a band from Chile, and it's fascinating because I get to hear all this new music. But the 2 tenets of Squid Hat that we set down when I started this were, one, we were going to only do Las Vegas bands, because this is the scene I believe in. It's a scene that's treated me better than any hometown I've ever had. And I wanted to make it about here. I wanted the rest of the world to see what's going on here. And the second one was that we would be fair to our artists. We want to make sure that our artists are treated fairly, get a good opportunity, and if they'll work hard, we won't be the thing that's in their way. And record labels have a bad rap. So I think by focusing on Vegas, it gives us not only a wealth of talent. I mean, if I had $1 million, there's 10 more bands I'd sign right here in our backyard. So as much as I love some of these bands from other places and you hear the potential, would love to work with them, I've got everything I need right here in Vegas.
Now let me ask one more question. Let's say you're putting a show together, and I don't know if you do that, if your bands are doing that. Let's just say we have a band from New York. They got a hold of us. Hey, we're coming to town. We're doing some stuff. We have a show booked, but we're going to be here 3 or 4 days. Do you ever put other artists in a lineup if you're doing something?
Oh, absolutely. And there's a method to that as well. One, we like to support local, even if it's not local to here. I mean, I love local music, and anybody who's got the guts to write original music and play it in front of people is, that's an amazing thing. I mean, if it were easy, everybody would do it. So we have bands that will come out of town or that know our bands, and we'll build shows around bands from out of town. We do it all the time. And the hope is that when our bands tour and when they go out of town, that they'll reciprocate, that we'll get the same thing on the other end.
Well, see, you get it too. It's something I was talking to a few people about, and they're asking about Buzz TV. And I told them, I said, we try to hook up with other shows as well. We linked up with Peak from the Pit in the UK. We're going to share video back and forth. If they need something, we'll grab it. And they go, aren't you worried about a fan base? And I said, I don't look at people as competition. This isn't about, I have to be better than you, or I'm trying to grab this. The whole purpose for us was giving back. And I could see you guys are the same way. You're there for your artists. We're here to help people get somewhere. So to me, it's not competition. If I could share this same video in 10 other places and have their market see it as well as ours, because I'll be the first one to say, if you have it, send it to us. If we don't air it, we'll link it, and we'll promo it, we'll push it. So it's a good thing.
Well, and that's the beautiful thing about music is there is no threshold. You never get enough. If you like music, if you love music, you always want new and fresh. And even from the artists you love, you want to hear the next thing they're going to do. And you want to hear bands that are influenced by them or sound like them. So for us to share music and help people, I mean, there's no downside whatsoever. We're not competing for a limited attention span. If you love music, you'll want more and more and more. And there's a lot of bands that aren't on our label that we love locally, and so when we can get them on shows, we like to do it. I'll give you a great example. Tomorrow night at Double Down is Guilty by Association, who's one of ours. It's their tour kickoff, and we've got the Gashers on the bill and Surrounded by Thieves, and they're ours. But one of the other bands on there that I really like that's local is a band called the Seriously, and they're playing that show too. And it's because they're cool people, and we like them, and they do a great job. They're awesome musicians. So it's not just about creating a little walled garden of Squid Hat artists. We're about the scene.
That's a great thing. We're going to be there tomorrow, so that could be some fun too. Now want to shift gears a little bit.
Sure.
I'm a local artist, or local to wherever I'm living, and I think I'm ready. I'm about trying to take that next step. What advice would you have? Is it basically try to find a label, get a deal? Would you push more of the indie scene, try to get a product yourself and work a fan base, and then go try to get a deal with a label? What advice would you have to the younger cats trying to just step up that are looking for this direction?
Well, there's a couple of things, and I get the question a lot. How do we get signed? How do we get on Squid Hat? What do we need to do? And the best piece of advice I can give any musician is twofold. One, work on your show. Make sure your show is good. Be a performer. If anybody can just play, but be a performer. Give people something that they'll remember. And two, it is all about songwriting. You've got to have good songs. You've got to have original songs. There's a lot of great musicians, really talented players, but they haven't gotten to that point where they're able to write unique songs. And that's what we look for. And I will tell you this, from a label perspective, you can't shop a label. When it's time, when you're ready, the labels will come for you. they'll come looking, they'll come asking, they'll go to your shows, maybe 10, 20 times. But eventually you'll get that tap on the shoulder, you'll get that business card, and you'll get that meeting. I mean, it's the best you can do is just be the best at what you do, play live as often as you can, use the tools. I mean, the internet, Facebook, Twitter, all these things that, God, if I would have had those when I was a professional musician in the late 80s, early 90s, who knows? I mean, we didn't have any of that. This is the best time ever to be a musician.
Oh, I tell kids all the time, I say, Indy, if you're doing something and you're not there yet, go hit the social media. It's, college radio everywhere. They always have an hour slot that's going to fit whatever you're playing. And push it there and find your bass and make a buzz somewhere, and you'll know where to play. My big fear with a lot of people is just don't get in a van and drive. And
Right.
book shows going, hey, we could book a tour, because on a Thursday in a town, no one knows you. I'm not going to see a band generally I've never heard of or heard any music. But if I hear them on a local station or on, an internet thing, and then I know they're coming to town, it's a whole completely different game.
No, it is. And because the world has gotten so small with the internet, you can do a lot of test marketing out to specific markets and see where you're popular. You can use services like Django, which is now called Radio Airplay, I believe, where you can put your songs out there. They'll give you a certain number of plays, and you get a report every time that someone hears your song and likes your song and responds to it. And so if you put it out there, 5,000 plays, and you see that you're getting a lot of likes in Phoenix, then get your ass in a van and go to Phoenix.
Exactly. And that's the thing. I feel the same way. Back in the 80s, if I had some of these tools, it's a great way to blow yourself up. I mean, we found a band from Indonesia, and the first song we heard from them, I under 4 words, 2 words, candy and chewy. The only words I understood, but the music just had me hooked. It was I love it. And the flow of the lyrics, it was like, wow. And I did some more checking and found out it's a real poppy pop song with a girl. It sounds nothing like what this band tweaked it into. And it was a huge hit this year in that part of the world. But it just blew me away. And that's what I say about music. I have no clue what they're saying, but I love it. And I've been chasing them down and find stuff they sing in English. But they're across the sea and found me, or I found them.
It's a universal thing. I mean, a good song, a good groove, a memorable hook. I mean, it's transcendent. And, it sounds cliche when I say it, but music is, you never meet anybody and say, hey, do you like music? And they go, nah, I hate it.
And if you do, I'm pretty much steering clear of them, because I won't use, they're from the hills somewhere. I'm pretty sure Deliverance is playing somewhere. One more quick thing. Good friend of ours, Genocide, which you know as well. And when we were talking to her, she said she's doing some stuff and she's going to do something for you guys, I think a couple video pieces. They in the works yet?
They are, actually. Genocide was unique in that, I've known Genocide for a while, and I've always seen her, and I always knew that, if you could find a way to take that energy and her creativity and her drive and bottle it, that you'd have a massive success, because I've never seen a harder working, more dedicated, just more intense person at what she does. So we started talking last year about doing, because she's not a musician per se, she's not in a band, she's a performance artist, and what we could do. And she put together this DVD where she got all of her friends who are experts in different fields of performing, makeup, lighting, performance itself. And she made this instructional, if you will, DVD called How to Make Your Show Awesome. And she was shopping it around, and I said, I want to be a part of that. So we just had it authored. We're working on finalizing the artwork now, and hopefully later this year we'll have a Genocide double disc how-to DVD for anyone who's a performer will benefit from this. I've seen it. It's brilliant.
Oh, she's amazing, and it's funny because I've known Jen for 20 years easily. I think one of the first times, this goes back in 80s, I think. Maybe early 90s, if that. Just the local IATSE stuff here when Jen was breaking in that. And what people don't know is Jen knows sound. Jen could run a board.
Absolutely.
And I mean, she opened vinyl here at the Hard Rock. Yeah. They asked her to do it besides what she does as a performing artist. As I said, that instructional video, it's from someone that knows. And she knows everyone. I mean, I definitely been out on the bounce with her.
I think people are really gonna like this a lot, and it's unique, and again, it shows the breadth of the label too. We're not just about bands or a certain type of band. We're about artists or anybody who's passionate about what they do and wants to get their product out to the world.
So if someone needs to get a hold of you, band-wise, here or there, if they're coming through, maybe want to line up a show, if you're a local Vegas band and you're, obviously, if you haven't heard of them, you haven't hit the scene too hard yet. But if they do need to get a hold of you, what's the best place to find you?
Squidhat.com, just like it sounds. Everything is there. You can get a hold of me. My cell phone number's on the website. You can call me anytime, 24/7. I love to talk to people who are passionate about what they do. The other important thing that we're doing on the website is right at the top, there's a link. You can download a free 20-song sampler, 2 tracks from every one of our bands. It's free. Share it, spread it around. We just want people to, not just hear our music, but really get a feel for the Vegas scene, because people outside of Vegas look at Vegas and say, "Oh, there's no music scene there." They think of us as Blue Man Group and Celine Dion. And when you get underneath, when you take the time, there's a real vibrant, talented, amazing scene here. Best I've ever seen.
You know what it is? Most people don't leave the Strip. So when a tourist comes in, they don't know because they're on one street and they really need to grab someone from here and say, "Hey, where's the real places to go?"
Yeah, if you've never been to the Double Down, if you've never been to the Triple B, if you've never been to the Cheyenne, or you're missing out. I mean, you're really missing out on something amazing that exists here that makes Vegas special. Everything else is sort of Disney and plastic. We have a pyramid and an Eiffel Tower, but we've also got the Gashers and the Dirty Panties and all of these amazing bands. It's just step off the path a little bit. That's where the magic happens anyway.
I was going to ask where to find your artists, but after that, I'm just blown away that you're giving 20-song samplers away. Most people, if you're lucky, will get a song, but you're giving 2 from every artist, and needless to say, that's 10 artists. That's a lot of music.
Well, it is, and we've given away probably 2,000 physical samplers. The downloads are in the, we've almost got to 10,000 downloads, and it makes me happy. I mean, we're distributed nationally and internationally. So every time we release a CD, it goes out to the world. It's available in stores. It's available at Walmart and Best Buy and Sears. And
we're talking to someone. I was blown away that it was at the Sears, and I think it was the Gashers we were talking about. Get a chainsaw, pick up our new CD.
It was a proud day for us when we saw that they had picked up the Gasher CD at Sears. I was like, all right.
Well, what was it? Music to Kill By? I think that was a joke we were saying. Get a chainsaw, the Gashers, you're good to go. Halloween's coming.
And we did just sign a few weeks ago an international distribution deal with Planetworks.
Oh, okay.
So now we'll be in 42 countries, and we're going to take this thing to the rest of the world. So we're pretty excited.
Squid Hat's coming to get you, and there's lots of tentacles. So you're going to get sucked in somewhere because there's lots of bands. There's right above us. You see CDs from all of them. You're going to like something from someone. Fortunately, I love a lot of stuff from everybody. I'm going to be at the Double Down show tomorrow. I'm going to catch some stuff from some friends, maybe something new I haven't seen. I do love this label, and I do love this gentleman because he gets it. There's a lot of people that are in it for the quick buck. They think there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This company thinks about and cares about their artists. There's not a lot of them out there. So if you're coming through town, get a hold of them. You might get lucky and be able to put on a bill, or at least come to one of their shows and see what the Vegas scene's about. And remember, if not, we're going to find you, because our bands are going everywhere. His bands are definitely going everywhere. Alan, I appreciate everything.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you taking the time.
Buzz TV, Squid Hat Records, we're out of here because we got some fun stuff to do. See ya. Be right here, Buzz TV. Looky, we're here with the Roxy Gun Project.
Hello.
How you guys doing today?
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Well, normally we go around and do the old introduce yourself and what do you do thing, but I think it's going to be pretty obvious with you here.
My name is Chris Reject. I play bass. No, I'm kidding.
Someone else did that to me, and then when I'm editing the video, I was like, "Oh, you motherfuckers!"
Yeah.
And I sent him a text. I was going, "That was pretty good. You got me," because I went with it.
Yeah,
And like a week later, it was like, "Oh, wait, that's the singer. You're not the bass player."
It makes sense if it's all guys. When it's a girl, it's like obvious. Yeah, I'm not. But I'm Roxy Gunn. I play guitar and I sing lead vocal.
I'm Chris Reject. I'm the bassist, and that's it.
I'm John Mills. I'm the lead guitar player.
Ryan J. drums.
So we caught you guys a couple weeks ago in the Vegas Music Summit. Loved the set. Really did. Didn't like all the red light that night, but hey, you know, sometimes you get that. Start off, how long's the band been together? Is this specific unit?
This specific unit has been together. We just celebrated 2 years in April, so coming up on 2.5 years already. Wow, 2.5 years already.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you've made a name for yourself in this town because you're quite well known and have a very nice little following behind you, we see.
Absolutely, yeah. We've been, you know, we just kind of went out there and hit it hard, and it paid off, so that's always good.
You know, and the band's got a lot of energy, unlike what we see with other players. You don't just stand there. Besides being a tight unit, you know what you're doing. And what I mean is, between songs, you're there. You know what I mean? So many other bands socialize, don't know what they're doing, have to go, what are we doing next? You guys look like you're really ready to take that step and be the support act for someone and get on the road and start doing that sort of thing. We loved what we saw.
Thank you very much. Absolutely. Yeah, we try to just, you know, get out there and just do what we do. I mean, it's kind of natural at this point, I think, for all of us.
And musically, how many CDs does the band have out at this point in time?
Right now we have one. We just, was this year, right? Earlier this year?
January.
Yeah, January of this year we released our first album. So we're pushing that as much as possible right now.
Now, when you got that, you know, together, writing-wise, is this something everyone's involved in? Is there something like maybe, let's say, one day your drummer's coming in and he's like, I have just this beat that just kicks ass? Is it something more that you're doing and, you know, bringing to the band, or is it a full, everyone has a piece of the pie type thing?
I think it kind of depends on what we're doing. Sometimes I'll write a song on acoustic guitar, and it'll just be rhythm guitar and vocals. And I'll bring it to them and I'll say, hey, I've got this idea, I've got this song, and then they put their own spin on it. I don't tell them what to do. They just go, here's what I have, go with it, do something with it.
Yeah, and we've also done the exact opposite, where we're sitting in a rehearsal and I'll start playing something on the bass, John will throw something behind it, Ryan will start drumming, and then she'll come up with something, and then we go from there.
An hour later, we have a song.
Yeah, or John has something, he's like, hey, I got a riff, and can we work with it? And we, yes, no, and we'll always trying to find a way to make everything work, everyone's idea work into the song.
No, that's a good thing. It really is, where everyone has input versus someone ever feeling like, I'm just a hired gun here, and that's never fun. Endorsements, anyone endorsed?
Yeah.
The three of us.
Yeah, the three of us are. We're with Epiphone and Kramer
Guitars.
right now.
And Ampeg.
And Ampeg.
Yeah.
Now, how'd you land that one? Because that's not a company that generally just throws stuff to people. It's tough to get them, let alone to look at you, versus giving you stuff. So we know, just saying that right there, this is someone you got to look at, and this is a talented group here.
Yeah, the Ampeg gig was just pure coincidence and pure luck. Roxy and I, we went to the 2011
NAMM show.
Yeah, we went to the NAMM show in 2011, and we had no, it was 2012.
I was gonna say it was last
2012, and we had just got done filming a movie with the band, and in the movie I was using an Ampeg full stack. And I got to meet the Ampeg rep, and I just walked over, I showed him a picture, and he said, what's this? And I told him, well, I filmed a movie and used your amp in it. And he was like, hold on, came back, gave me his phone number, his email, and basically told me where he lived. He was like, I gotta work with you, and started talking. And so basically the deal kind of fell into my lap, and just because he knew I can give them the exposure that they were looking for.
Now you see, this is one of the things that we've been talking about. You could always backdoor something, so you never know when someone's looking at your stuff. So when we say, is there anyone you might want to get, you throw that name out there and make sure you're using it and make sure it's seen.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing with Epiphone, Kramer, and Ampeg. Basically all they asked of us is just, hey, give us good pictures of you guys playing our stuff, tell everybody, you know, that you're playing our stuff, always play our stuff, and that's, I mean, that's easy. That's easy for us.
Tell the story. Tell the Epiphone story.
The Kramer story is actually
the Kramer story, yes.
It was actually an accident. The whole thing that happened. We were doing a show at the Gibson studio at Fox 5.
Right.
And I was using my Epiphone Les Paul at the time, which was mine. You know, I bought it, and I broke the string before we were filming. And I'm looking around on the wall, and they got all these guitars. I'm like, none of these really spoke out to me except this one Kramer they had on the wall. It was a red and white bullseye that they'd used in the Rock of Ages movie.
Okay.
And I took it down and used that. Later that night, we played the Gibson Showcase. And the rep comes up, he says, so how'd you like that Kramer? I was like, I loved it. And he goes, you want to work with him? I'm like, yeah, I'd love to. And I've been working with them since, and it's been a great experience. I love the guitars. Patrick from Gibson and Kevin with the Kramer division, they've been great to work with. And
You know, I've heard about Patrick. In fact, someone gave me his number and said call him. We're going to try to do something with someone else. And in fact, they played the showroom, and one of the guitar players there now has a couple new Gibsons that they're using on tour due to Patrick. So great job. And yeah, they hooked them up. It's here. They are really great people from what I hear. Over at Fox 5 and the Gibson Showcase there. They get it, and they take care of people. Now, mind you, they're just not giving the store away to anybody, believe me, or else I'd have a room full of stuff.
So would we.
Yeah, so would we. Yeah.
But they get it with players that are worth doing it.
There's Gibson and Epiphone and Kramer, they're still utilizing the old school belief from back in the day when from the 80s when they would believe in an artist and help an artist develop and give them the tools to be able to develop because they believed in them. And all these guys are musicians themselves, so they really see the potential in different people here in town, and it's a great feeling because the whole endorsement thing has been kind of blown out of proportion, and it's actually become a bunch of crap, honestly, with most of the companies. But Gibson and Epi and Kramer have they've kept it real from the old days, how it used to be. So
Exactly.
It's really cool to see that. They're one of the very few that do that. Well, and Ampeg, obviously, kind of old school guys, and they've been around a while, and they get it. They get the relationship and how it works.
Oh, they do. We were at the same NAMM show and probably talking to a lot of the same people. And we saw everybody's new toys and this and that, but for some reason Gibson had the best room when it came to guitars.
Oh, always.
But I will be honest and say, GJ2 is pulling is like right there. I don't know if you know, that's Grover Jackson's new line. We were talking about that, and I love Grover stuff, and these are like the old 80s Jacksons. So, if you ever get a chance, I don't know if they're doing basses, but it wouldn't surprise me if they are. Hint, hint, hopefully. But those things are fun to play. But again, if you're hooked up with Gibson and Epiphone, no need to go anywhere else because, again, those are great companies.
Absolutely.
So anything new in the works? We have a new CD in the horizon? We writing songs, or we just pushing this one hard?
We're still pushing this one as much as possible. We are in the writing process. Hopefully we'll be recording soon, if not a full album, hopefully some sort of EP just with our new stuff on it. And then we got picked up locally here in Las Vegas. We got picked up to do we're part of the Las Vegas Wranglers hockey team. We're the house band for the Las Vegas Wranglers. Season 2, yeah, second season in a row. They asked us to come back.
Oh, so then if I were to throw a name of, I don't know, Erica Van Lee out, you guys might know of her.
Hey, have you ever heard of her? Sounds familiar. I can't see the face. I can't see the face.
You know what? I'm pretty sure I was on a flight from
Istanbul?
No, I think it was Louisiana. I was on a flight from Louisiana, and she was on that flight. I think that's how I know her.
But it could have been one coming back or going to Istanbul too.
Yeah, right.
We have a very long history with her, going back to the Amazing Jonathan days.
Oh yeah.
So, we love Erica, and I know that she's definitely part of that Wranglers family with what's going on. So, in fact, after this interview, I'm going to be shooting her a little text and letting her know how this went and say, believe it or not, around midnight this thing's going to air, because actually I have this whole this week's segment is ready to go.
Oh, excellent.
Except for this piece.
Except for this piece.
This piece is ready to get in, and then I'm hitting render.
All right.
So,
well, I thought this was an illusion. This is live right now.
Yeah, right now.
it really is. Wait, and it's 3D, so we'll throw something at you in a minute so you can see that come at you too.
Yeah, we're that lame. Okay.
And so let's see. Where can we find stuff? If I want to get something from the Roxy Gun Project, I want to, not just hear it, I'm ready to start hitting singles or buy the CD. Where do I go? What link am I putting down here?
RoxyGunProject.com. That's it. Simple
That's
as
it?
that.
Everything you need is right there. A link to
Everything.
iTunes, Facebook, Twitter. You can get the album. You can order it directly from us or iTunes
Buy a
if you
fine
want the singles.
t-shirt like this.
Oh yeah, you can
Yep.
get a T-shirt on the
A
website.
t-shirt, yeah, whatever you want.
Get my home address and come say hi. I'll make you coffee.
Yeah.
You know, someone gave out, I think, a personal phone number in one of the last interviews, and it was like, hey, if you want to do it, we'll do it. And fortunately, I haven't got a text going, it's blown up badly.
Right.
But I would,
Bad.
but I wouldn't give out. Well, this is Vegas, so if you see an address down here, I might not necessarily go to it because I don't know where you're going to end up.
This is John Mills. His phone number is.
Yeah.
There you go.
So let me ask one final thing: is there anything that I left out? Anything that you feel they need to know that we haven't covered?
Come see us. Come to a show. Buy the album. Write to us on our Facebooks. We all have personal Facebooks. We
all
write
like to
back.
chat.
Yeah, we love to talk to people. Anybody who wants to listen to our music, wants to know more about us.
Just ask.
Just ask. That's it. We're real personable. We love the fans. Anybody who comes to see us, we consider friends. So, you know,
And since this airs tonight, you have any shows coming up in the next week or two?
this weekend we have two. We're playing the 30th and 31st at JC Wooligan's inside the Rampart.
So if you're on that side of town, and if you're not on that side of town, it's only a few-minute jog. We've been to the Rampart. I think we covered I think one of the jazz festivals out there. We talked to the Rippingtons.
Oh, yeah.
That day, which was amazing because that was when I found out. Wait. Zach Wilde did a track on your new album, which I really didn't know. But as soon as you hear it, it's like, oh yeah, that's Zach's tone. So remember, this weekend, Rampart, the Roxy Gun Project. There's a link right down here to the website. Get their music, check them out. You're not going to be disappointed. But then again, right after this, you're going to see them live, and you'll know what we're talking about. Guys, this was more than a pleasure. I really appreciate the time.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. Buzz TV, the Roxy Gun Project. We're out of here, guys. See ya.
Thank you. We are the Roxy Good Project. How you guys doing tonight? It's a great time to hold your loved one close. If you have a loved one with you, hold them close. This is a good slow dancing song. And speaking of love, I would just love to say thank you so much to the Las Vegas Music Summit for having us. We are very happy to be here. And we're happy to be here with all of you tonight. Hope you enjoy this one. The song's called Don't Forget Me. And it goes a little something like this.
Every time I see you, I get nervous. It's not your beauty or your gentle ways. It's 'cause I know if I don't play my cards right, you'll be gone just as fast as you came. 'Cause someone else is bound to see the things that I do, and someone else will scoop you up and treat you right. And if someone else loves you more than I do, I'll shake his hand and send you on your way. But he's not real and I am here today. Every time I see you, I get anxious. I don't know how many chances I'm gonna get. Fate, luck, and time all have their say in it. And if you love me, I will love you till the end. 'Cause someone else is bound to see the things that I do, and someone else will scoop you up and treat you right. And if someone else loves you more than I do, I'll shake his hand and send you on your way. But he's not real and I am here today. La da da di da di da di da di da da. La da da di da di da di da da da. La da da di da di da di da di da da. Someone else is bound to see the things that I do, and someone else will scoop you up and treat you right. And if someone else loves you more than I do, I'll shake his hand and send you on your way. But he's not real and I am here today. I'll shake his hand and send you on your way. But he's not real and I am here today. But he's not real and I am here today. But he's not real.